Hi, John here. Today is Friday, the 21st of April 2017. Just an update. Today I will be making the video for the 10-page writ warrant. In those 10 pages is citations and also proclamations for absolute title over New Zealand in the Doctrines of Discovery title on behalf of the Paramount Chiefs here, the live Paramount Chiefs meeting in Parihaka Marae on the west coast of New Zealand, Mount Taranaki. So I'm just drafting the last page which really is about the churches. First arrivals here, the St. Mary's Church in Tiki, and our documents are based around the Apostoli and the Vatican churches, doctrines of discovery, and the dismantling of those acts that New Zealand has based its theory of title, assumed title and assumed sovereignty over New Zealand. It's because of these absolute title where the church says it conquered the world. The church didn't conquer the world, the king did, and his men. And we're claiming the king's partner as being the authority of a king that had the jurisdiction to go around the world to conquer lands that the church has put its documents, doctrines of discovery, title over it. And it's to be removed in the United Nations for the Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples of the world. So I've been looking into that, as well as the Hague Convention, but that's a hard basket to go into, even though King William is from the Hague. That's his country and his lands, inheritance. King William III of Orange, and also King William IV in the bloodlines that we are his legal partners, or those kings' legal partners. And so in the period of time I'm making these citations that I'm clearly marking on this latest posting on Facebook, and I've got there 4 photos, or I'm going to put a 5th one there. On the first photo of the it says Moai Crown Citation New Zealand Company formed in 1825, no legal title from British sovereignty established yet in New Zealand. And the photo number 2, these are photo images of the actual documents that the Crown here put together in New Zealand to assume a dated back 1825 document of New Zealand Company. That's when the New Zealand Company was set up in New Zealand to sell lands without having British sovereignty yet in this country. They were using it off New South Wales New Zealand Company, set up in New Zealand at that time before 1840. So I'm going on title and not the treaty, because the Treaty of Waitangi 1840 is a fraud document of no date, in-date contract, and it has no bearing on the status of land and who owns it. So I'm going back to this statement I make on this video as evidence, fact, that New Zealand is basing its legal title of assumed church apostoli title of the Vatican to conquer the world through the churches. right? So I'm saying the St. Mary's Church is on my land block, the first one set up in this country, in Tiki Tiki, on my Rahui, Wanoa, Moai. Now I've made a video before yesterday I made a video to William Pepere, who's the administrators there of the marae, to book the marae, for this important historic hui after Parihaka marae in Mount Taranaki, to alert them to claim back their allodial or absolute title as paramount chiefs in the native side of the law of the land. In the first instance, that is the real original owners that were going into the marae as, dating back to that St. Mary's Church in Tiki Tiki. At 1831 it was established between Reverend Carr and Reverend Wanoa, right through the years, from that apostolic title. Okay, so the church had its own records, and it's got there, this is how mischievous the Maori Land Court is, because they put the word Maori back to 1831 on their documents, and there was no such word as Maori anywhere on British titles. They have fooled around and messed around. We're going to cite them. I'm citing them with these documents. Where did they do it, and how did they manage to assume title to this country? We are going to take off them and remove them from office because of the corruption of our native title. So now, number 2 picture, I've got Moai Crown, Citation, New Zealand Company, 1825, formed in 1825, taken as New Zealand Crown, assumed authority over New Zealand land, sale and purchase of Paramount Chief King Paumare's land in Hokianga to Thames in the Hauraki area. The illegal land sales. See, they've put these documents that were no sovereignty here, and they were using Australia sovereignty, which is illegal, on this land at this time memorial period that they're still running under in Wellington under that government. I'm citing you, Bill English, right here on these articles, these original documents that New Zealand government put together, mischievous to put the word Maori in 1840, when there was no Maoris there on the native title, no such word. It was only native, aborigine or aboriginal or native court, Okiato Native Court in Kororareka or Russell, Bay of Islands. That was the first native court, not Maori, native court, Okiato Native Court, set up here by James Busby and also James Reedy Clendon, the lawyer and also the conveyancing lawyer for the land sales. Okay, so that captain of His Majesty's ship Fortitude used that Admiralty authority, tying that with the church apostolic title, that the Vatican says it owns the world on the whim of a king's title to conquer world. The church didn't conquer the world, the Admiralty did, and the ships of Admiralty on behalf of the King of England at that time of King George IV in 1825. He's the brother of King William IV, succeeded to his brother to take over the monarchy right up from 1830 to 1837 period of time in these land transactions on this King's flag. 1834, this flag, 20th March 1834, Okiato Native Land Court. That's our title. That's overrides the assumed sovereign title that I'm identifying here and citing you in our native court, grand jury trial court in Parihaka. I'm directing this court case there to send a email message and mandate from there on behalf of the paramount chiefs of this country straight to the Prime Minister of Britain, UK, Theresa May. Now she's having a general election, snap election, and it's on the 8th of June of this year, and we have time to put together our paramount chiefs to go straight into Westminster through Plymouth County and the sheriff in Plymouth County to set up there first our documents, our titles to the native title absolute right through will from this precedent case on this documents, these 5 documents I'm putting right onto Facebook right now, and the 10 documents that I'll be putting onto Facebook and YouTube. I'll be explaining each page as I'm doing now with these 5 pages. I might even put these ones on there as well, so that it solidifies our writ warrant. I'll put these ones on, might as well say that. That's 5, 10, 15 pages of writ warrant against Bill English and his New Zealand company, established in 1839, to challenge that history against our apostolate titles from Vatican Church to Church of England, which is the overriding partner. We're the first and second partner in a contract, private contract with this Admiralty flag. No one's business. No one can inquire into the Paramount Chief's business. I've got the Paramount Chiefs here, Kingi Taurua and Bundy Waitai, Hirewini Karaka and Manahi Mohini, Manahi Parapara Mohini, and also Jim Topi Wikotu. Those are the Paramount Chiefs off to Westminster, London, and if Kingi and Hirewini can't go, then we are going ourselves, myself, Bundy, Waitai, and Manahi Parapara Mohini. Manahi Parapara Mohini. Okay, so that's, I'm just making the statement on this video right now in readiness for the hui in Parihaka and a hui at Rahui Marae in Tikitiki on the following week thereabouts, the Saturday of 11th, I think, on the Saturday of the 13th, around about the 13th or thereabouts, one day there. I'll just check up with William Pepere and make sure I have a clear one day to bring the mandate back there to claim our title right through the whole country. Absolute. Okay, so the next picture, the third picture is the Moai Crown citation, King William IV reigning monarch 1830 to 1837 and 1834, 20th of March, this flag was legal as a contract with him, okay, with him and with King William III and St. Patrick's himself, the man, those three men, and the jurisdiction of their higher authority as paramount chiefs were going as. Okay, so that's how this is going to pan out. And along with us we'll be taking Jamie Patrick, being of the Patrick 8-point star family, as being live people going, and we may be taking two others with us, and I'll determine that when the time comes. That's Dion and his wife Tika Baiko Walker. We can tentatively put them there to assist us on this journey to Westminster at this stage. So that's the lineup I'm saying here online in this video. So I'm going to, no, hang on, the last picture is, the fourth picture is a picture of the Moai Crown Native Grand Jury Trial King's Bench Court signing of the documents and 21 gun salute from the Navy ship on behalf of the British Royal Navy, Lord of the Sea, Sir Philip Jones, as being our legal partner. He is our legal Admiralty, Court Martial Law and Financial Martial Law partner in business, commercial trading through the well, free passage, business partner. Okay, first and second party to a private contract of Admiralty. Nobody's business. No one can inquire into this business, Bundy. No one can inquire into this business. By the way, Kingy is exempt from being in the photos. He's not there, but he is the signatory to Westminster. That's already in play over the years. Over the amount of years I have built up a rapport with him and the other chiefs that have passed away, and he'll be one of the last ones who I have full confidence in on that Titi Marae Native Grand Jury Court, and also the Waitangi Marae Native Grand Jury Court. I must commend or put in for Willie Peita and Hohepa Epiha as being instrumental in setting up the Waitangi Marae Native King's Bench Court on the date of the 15th of April 2016. So I'm acknowledging those two taumata kaumātua to these documents that they are privy to, as well as others I have not named are privy to these documents. They are legal documents that are forthcoming and exact. They are perfected title to absolute title, native title in the first instance, to these lands of Aotearoa, New Zealand and Pacific Islands. Okay, we're putting the Pacific Islands in because this comes from all the Pacific Islands. New Zealand native comes from all over the Pacific Islands to this country. So in the first instance we are acknowledging the original Moriori title here of Mohi Manukau and the Manukau Land Company, that's versus the New Zealand Land Company. Okay, the Manukau Land Company is challenging the New Zealand company because this one has its title inside the birth certificates of 1830 and its company, the Manukau Land Company in Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland, that put together all the titles in New Zealand and around the world in the other native countries where the apostolate or the Vatican has taken its authority as supreme title over the whole world. Okay, so I'm saying to the Vatican, excuse me, this is a king's title. Where did you get yours from? Where do you get your authority from? Because you're not the contract partner. You have no business with our private contract with King William III and King William IV inside Westminster Parliament. And that's what's happening here. They are mischievous in the government here and all the other governments in Canada, Australia, America and Britain to mischievously play around with our King's Admiralty mortgage lien over the whole world bank instruments in the pound note. They are mischievous to do that. We are going to seize it off them with this writ warrant, okay? And so that's the picture there of number 4. Number 5 will be the actual legal document of the statement of claim. Okay, that's the one I've been struggling the last 4 days to put it together. So I'll put something there at least, but I can always alter it. That's one good thing about having our own authority and sovereignty of this flag. We can alter anything we want. At this stage I am making all the documents myself, and you'll notice I'm keeping right away from UCC law, canon law, courier law and civil law, and also Admiralty law of the Vatican's title to apostolate, where he's made his claims to conquer the world with his churches and their higher authority of church titles, right? I'm using St. Mary's Church title on my own land block as the first church from Britain to New Zealand there in 1831. So I'm starting this claim from 1831 to 1834 in Kororareka on King Taurua's land, and also from Parihaka and Tiki Tiki from the mountains and the Mount Auraki or Mount Cook and Mount Taranaki, Mount Raki and Mount Hikurangi, the father of the other 2 mountains, and that's Mount Hikurangi or Toikai Rako, the ancestor from the islands, Cook Islands, who were here with the Moriori at that time period, but we're only starting our legacy from 1830, King William IV, to 1837, before Queen Victoria took over and corrupted all our titles with the Rothschild banks and Queen Elizabeth II levy debtors. Okay, you got that one, Bundy? Levy debtors. I'm going to ring you now. So that's the last page. So now I'll ring Bundy Waitari. It's my phone. And what did I do with my phone? I've got to find that now. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, it's on here. Put a page over it. Okay, here goes. Sorry about that. I hope he's there. Penalty, Willie Peter, Bundy should be right up the top, because he only rang me a couple of days ago. There he goes. There he goes. Let's hope. Here goes. Kia ora. Bundy. Bundy. Kia ora. No, gone off. Somebody picked the phone up, I'll try again. Bundy.
My name is Bundy Whiteheart. Kia ora.
Where is he? Hi Bundy, it's John Wanoa here. Give me a call when you've got time. I'm just putting documents together I'll be sending to you as part of the main Paramount part of the writ warrants that I'm putting together, and before going to Parihaka so that it can be aired there. I'm trying to get a hold of Waikere Puru over there, the old guy, Te Huirangi Waikere Puru, and let him know what I intend to do there. I only need 15 minutes of time to put this across. Okay, so I'll send them to you when I get them finished so that you can have a good read over it, and we'll go from there, eh? Or give me a call and I'll explain it a little better. Okay, Bundy, bye. There, now that's Bundy Whiteheart. He's the main grand jury court judge. We can call ourselves judges. Up there, I'm the sheriff. I'm the sheriff here of what we do here in our legal documents. We are a legal entity with this flag. It's live. It's legal. We made it legal. We've gone through a lot of trouble to make it legal to use in our authority and jurisdiction of admiralty titles over this country, and the court cases we are ready to do at any stage when we get this authority together at Parihaka with the Paramount chiefs and himself being a main spokesman for the courts at Waitangi, Titi Marae, and also Te Hapua up in Te Hiku at the Ika Marae, representing Ngāpuhi. So he is a main factor in this flag, in that area of jurisdiction of a contract. I'm looking after the contract of this flag straight to Britain into Westminster, where we're hoping to be acknowledged as an authority straight into Westminster itself as part of Brexit, the new government of Britain UK, to have the Paramount chiefs sitting in council there on the native court side of the indigenous rights of the rights of the indigenous people of the world, to represent them in Westminster. And the rate of what the United Nations is doing in that area of human rights is that they are wanting to demolish the doctrines of discovery title that the church is using to keep the indigenous people, natives, down with this pirate law here with this flag. I'm saying this is a pirate flag that we have the legal right to use while it's still in force, for us to use over any other subtitle of lands, of who they got it from and how they got it. It's our authority to say what happens next. with any occupation of leased lands under the church apostolate title of conquer by means of the church orders of the Vatican in America, right? I've got those on Facebook now to explain how that works. So I'm hoping you people that are watching these videos, especially now to the 1st of May 2017 in Parihaka, that's south east of New Plymouth, that we're having a hui meeting to get the mandate from the head paramount chiefs of each of the tribes that turn up, the hapus. We're going as one. We're going to get behind this one title to make all the titles the same. Okay, that's my job, is to be referee of this flag, to bring all the hapu tribes together, not iwi, hapu tribes together. The iwi belongs to this bogus New Zealand company, 1825, that this government in New Zealand is using that company to form its 1839 title to the land. Okay, they're using that precedent that has no basis of fact because it wasn't sovereign here. They're taking the sovereign from Australia, which is illegal to have a British sovereign monarch from Australia in Queen Victoria on their documents to mask over our native title here in New Zealand between the periods of 1837 to 1840. There was no authority here from Britain as such, with a treaty that they've been going under all this time. From that treaty, which is illegal, how they obtained it through the 1839 title here of the New Zealand Company, that they usurped the 1825 New Zealand Company in Australia to make their 1839 documents in the Treaty of Waitangi title to this country. And that's going to be wiped off at this meeting that I'm there for, as representing King William IV Surrogate King and King William III Surrogate King and St. Patrick's Church Order, and also St. Mary's Church Order in Tiki Tiki on my Wanoa land blocks, the Marangairoa land blocks and the Marangairoa marae, the Rongomai Tāpui marae in Te Araroa, the Marangairoa marae for all the Marangairoa lands in the Awatere Valley. That's my marae there, the Marangairoa marae, that's its original name that this Baji government changed to Awatere marae. No, it's Marangairoa marae on our documents, and also Rahui marae in Tiki Tiki. Our Wanoa Urupa is there in that marae, in the marae in Awatere Urupa there, and also in the Rongomai Tāpui marae, Rongomai Tāpui marae in Te Araroa. Well, they call it Hinerupe marae there. So that's been changed as well. You see, they put the woman there when it's a man. That's, we're going under the king and also the chiefs, paramount chiefs, male, dominant, under Salic law in Britain, Plymouth County. The Salic law applies, Plymouth County, England, applies to our jurisdiction of Admiralty. Everything's male dominant under those titles of land, laws of England, as applied to our laws we are using on our documents, as being King William III, 1650 to 1702 period, and from 1830 to 1837 period. Those are the laws we are using right there. Okay, so that's our own dual government to Britain, Westminster. We can use those laws, Theresa May, if you're watching, we can use those laws from here to apprehend all the crooked fraudsters and corruptors in Britain. We can use those acts from our native contract, because that's what it is, to apprehend them. That means hanging and chains acts and all those rigid acts that were taken out of all the corrupted countries' legislative acts. They started from the 1852 UK government Westminster Act here, and then they changed it in 1986, Geoffrey Palmer, and that's when it all went custard from there. Okay, so that's all I want to say for this video, and we'll leave it there, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. So have a nice day today. Bye for now.